Well, hello there. I know it's been a long time since I posted a personal video. 400 and some odd days according to the statistics. Didn't even realize the time it went by that much. Life has been busy, like with anybody else, of course. And this channel is still a dumpster fire. No surprise there. I've struggled a lot trying to figure out what I want to do with this channel in terms of the content I wanted to post. And of course, every time I think I have an idea worthy of posting, life gets in the way. But realistically, as it is, I've decided that the best course for this channel is just going to be completely random nonsense. Stuff off the top of my head that when I can, I post. And well, that's today. So in today's installment of my insanity, some of the things that I'm going to talk about is really my disdain for editing. I'm going to talk about that along with a few other things along the way, but I want to get into that part right away. The biggest problem I have with editing when I watch videos on YouTube is the jump cuts. They just drive me crazy. Being half blind, where I actually see different distances between my eyes, makes it difficult with those jump cuts because it just freaks my eyes out. I hate it. Plus, I don't like having the video look like I'm some kind of a drug-induced psychotic. I'm not. When I make my videos, I want them to be as if you were sitting in my classroom. Whether I make a mistake, trip over my own feet, whatever, it doesn't matter. You see me for who I am, the real person. Not a make-believe actor, not somebody that's pretending to be something I'm not. Me, who I really am. And I think that's what editing takes away from the entire process. I'm not perfect. I get tongue-tied. Sometimes I just lose track of my thought process in the middle of speaking. It happens quite frequently, and if you've ever been in a large classroom, you know very well how that goes, and that pretty much covers anybody on the planet. Your professor isn't going to be the great grand master with the perfect lecture. Exactly point saying here, I just went blank there. He's going to stumble over his words once in a while, get a dry throat, get a cough, end up sneezing in the middle of saying something, or some kind of situation that just happens to occur in life. Sometimes he'll end up tripping over the damn cords that lead for the microphones that they have to use in the large lecture halls. It is what it is, and that's really what I try to convey in my videos. An authentic view of who I really am. Of course, that's not something YouTube wants. They want copycats. They want to follow this recipe and get rich quick through the monetizations. Road to 1,000 people. And in that process of this copycat mantra that's being passed around of how to grow a channel, the individuals lose who they are. Whatever special qualities they have in their content gets lost because it's no longer their content. They're not making content they're proud of. They're not making content they want to make. They're making content full of sole example of just monetizing their channel. They're not trying to provide a service to the viewer. They're just simply trying to grind the wheels, copying somebody else's words, somebody else's tagline, somebody else's script. And then they're just doing it themselves, riding the coattails of somebody else's success, instead of actually making a meaningful video on their own. And unfortunately, in my industry, what I teach, programming and trading, it is just absolute nightmare. The level of frauds and scams of these copycat artists are destroying the industry. Any meaningful approach in trading, any meaningful approach in education is being ruined by entertainment channels that have listed themselves as education. And quite frankly, YouTube really should do something about this. If a person is up there waving stacks of money and showing pictures of Lamborghinis, they're not there to educate you. They're there to take your money for entertainment. You're not going to get that kind of crap on anything I do. Even in my personal dumpster fire, it is going to be what it is. Me, my ideas, my content, my thinking. A view of my world. For whatever it's worth, good or bad, I can honestly say I am an acquired taste in my thought process. Just like any cuisine that somebody may or may not like. I'm sure people don't like the, quote, unpolished look of my videos. That's fine. Some people prefer them because at least they know I'm a real human being. I'm not an AI, I'm not a voiceover, I'm not a paid actor. I'm just some idiot out there trying to make my way through life and showing you my process, for better or for worse. And that brings us to really where I want to spend the rest of this video. I've spent 43 years as a programmer, 30 of which I spent working on artificial intelligence in some form. Before artificial intelligence was ever a buzzword worth even knowing, we called them knowledge bases. And that is, very simply put, it was nothing more but a gigantic database that used soundex equations or word analysis frequencies and did nothing more than a whole bunch of mathematics to take a user from a question they asked to an answer that came up with a mathematical equation closest to their answer. That really is all AI is. And all of this plague of how AI can make you rich trading is garbage. AI cannot make you rich trading. AI is not meant even to be used with numbers. AI is about pattern recognition. That's why it's called a language learning model. Human language has patterns of repetition. That's what the entire process of AI is. And there really is no I in it because it's not intelligent. It's an equation. It's mathematics. It is a series of computations that counts words. And based upon what those words are, it gives you an answer that reflects the equation. It is really the basis point of studying the human condition, human psychology. As a species, we are very predictable because we have language. That language is how we convey emotions, how we convey situations, how we convey our very lifestyle. The fact that the AI is what it is today isn't revolutionary. It didn't happen overnight. It's taken at least 30 or more years of research in natural language processing to be able to break down, analyze, and interpret word frequencies. And it's taken people putting hundreds of thousands of pages of personal content all over the web since the mid-80s for these things to study. The thing of it is these people put this information out there publicly. What were they thinking? Did they think that it wouldn't attract somebody's interest? If you put your pictures of little Johnny and Susie out there to the public, you're going to get the public, including somebody doing research on image analysis, somebody doing research on child analysis. If you put out there that you use whatever brand of soap, You're telling the advertisers what they want. It's free information because you gave it to them. This is the whole problem of people being upset today that AI researchers spent 30 years collecting their public data. If they didn't want their data to be used, they should have kept it private. That's the problem. If you go seeking attention, you're going to get attention. And if you're not careful with what you put out there, it's not going to be the attention you want. I've spent 30 years in security constantly telling people, don't put their private information out to the public. And today, with a large, massive treasure trove of data available publicly, we see the fruits of exactly why you shouldn't put your private information out there. It will be used. It'll be used by advertisers. It'll be used by your government. It'll be used by every government, even the governments that aren't your government. Why shouldn't it be used? It's free. You gave it to them. That's the reality of having all of this wonderful technology. You lost your privacy the moment you set your status to public. That is the real reality of AI and any other method that uses the internet for research. You don't want your personal laundry out there, don't put it out there. If you put your dirty laundry out there, it's going to get seen. Whether it's by some crazy weirdo on the internet, a corporation looking to monetize whatever situation you're going through, or an advertiser that sees an opportunity, it's going to get seen. It's going to get saved. It's going to get used. That's the reality of the market. AI is a language learning model. It studies language. It studies patterns in language. The idea of AI in Facebook, Twitter, wherever, Blue Sky, isn't studying numbers. It's not studying charts. It's not studying data. It's studying the patterns of human behavior through words. Words equal behavior. Words equal action. And by understanding these combinations, the AI is a very good and useful tool for getting results. It's not going to produce the world's greatest trading opportunity. But what it does do is it tells whoever is using these tools where most investors are looking to buy and sell. It tells these tools where the fear is, where people are being greedy, and exactly how that works in the real world of economics. It measures human condition. It measures the human sentiment. It's a barometer of what the economy feels. And in that regard, AI is dispensable. It's indispensable. It is a gold mine and a treasure trove of being able to process hundreds of millions of bits of data and producing an answer within a few hours. So, it is really, from the standpoint of the process, it's a tool. And people being mad that this tool has been spending 30 years poring over their personal data that they made public is just stupid. It's idiotic, it's asinine, and they got what they deserved for thinking that somebody wouldn't use their dirty laundry. You stick it out there, it's going to get found. You don't want your dirty laundry being broadcasted or used for something, don't put it out there. It's that simple. It really is that simple. If you don't want your personal information being put out there, don't give it out. That is something I spent 30 years harping on is my time as a security advisor. Time and time again, telling people, don't put their personal information out there. Facebook or Twitter or whatever is great when you want to share information with families. But the point is, somebody's going to see it, and it isn't always going to be the person you want. if you're not careful with what you're doing. If you don't understand your terms of service and you don't make sure you hit that private button when you're releasing content, it's going to go to the world. It's going to go to some researcher that's going to stick that picture into some kind of a scanning device and get information out of it. Whether that scanning device helps with CCTV facial recognition or police recognition, or whether it gets cataloged in some kind of a DNA cross-reference database based upon the information you made freely available. Somebody is going to use it. That's the whole point. And that can't be said enough or emphasized clearly enough. If you want to protect yourself on the internet, don't put your personal stuff out there. Don't think that somebody isn't going to find it and that somebody isn't going to use it, because they are. In the world of computers, there are machines out there that run 24/7, doing nothing but scanning the internet. That's all they do, their whole purpose, looking for data to collect, to analyze, to scan for whatever they were built for. Being mad at the program is dumb. Being mad at the individuals for you putting public information out there is equally as dumb. Now, if you want to be mad at a company for selling your personal information, different story. But again, did you read the terms of service? Did you read that part that says that they can sell your information to advertisers, or that advertisers can get a hold of your information to post ads on the platform? One of the biggest issues in modern society is people have an attitude of they don't care whatever as long as they're not inconvenienced. Well, convenience has a price. And too many people are finding out the hard way that that price is pretty steep. So, I've rambled on about that enough. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts. Again, don't expect much out of this channel. It is just me being me. The personal side of who I am as a teacher. Don't know if that's going to matter much, but who knows. Welcome to my dumpster fire.